All right, so y'all get comfortable, take your shoes off. We're gonna talk, we're gonna chat for a little bit. All right, we're gonna get into the spiritual teas tonight. What is Venus and Aries saying for your sign? We're gonna talk about the collective first, and then we're gonna get into the read for each zodiac sign tonight, if I can make it. Okay, so let's kind of get started because I'm already running behind. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know I be trying, but you know what it is by now. Y'all know what it is by now. Let's talk about the collective though. By the way, happy new moon in Pisces to everybody. Happy birthday to all my Pisces in the building. Special shout out to my sister. Happy birthday. I love you. I really do. All right. So I'm gonna jump right into it. I've already blessed the space, so we're gonna just jump right into it tonight. This new moon is really bringing about some very fresh, watery energy. It's bringing a vibe of really like the dreamy feels. It's bringing fantasy. It's bringing assertiveness. It's bringing love through. And we're going to talk about how it's affecting your sign in just a little bit. But I want to give a little bit of a collective read before we go through all of that. Um, Daydreams right now are a theme. I don't know about you guys, but I've been like all in my head, all in my head, fantasizing, manifesting. This is a great time to manifest all that dreamy air, watery, feels a little airy sometimes for me, but all that dreamy, watery energy that's coming through, like this is a really good time to manifest. And let me tell you, on the opposite end, if you are thinking negative thoughts, you're going to see that shit pop up in your reality with a quickness. Okay. So be really mindful of how you think about your reality. Be really mindful of the things that you really give your attention to, because giving your attention to something is also giving your energy to that thing. So just keep that in mind as you traverse through this Pisces energy. um we're really feeling like the renewal and energized energy that spring is bringing as well. So it is a great time to kind of, the new year kind of started off a little crazy. 2020 was a mess. It was a mess. Okay, but this is a good time for a reset. This is a really good time for a reset. If you haven't really, because my new year got kind of started off like a little bit slow, and then the storm came. Y'all, I finally am back in my house. Like, finally, after 26 days in the fucking hotel, I'm back in my house. So the new year kind of was a little rocky. And I'm gonna be honest, I was trying my best to stay in my motion and in my groove, but that shit kind of threw me. So this is a really good time for kind of like another reset if you need one. All right. Also, collectively, it's a good time to just go with the flow, but go after what it is that you want. Just, you don't have to force it. It's not like the type of energy that you have to force or push through. It's really like a really floaty, really very, water moves. Allow things to flow to you. Don't try to swim against the current. Try to get in with that energy and go with it. This is a really good time for that. And like I said, manifestation, conscious manifestation and deliberate action is going to bring you positive results. Keep that in mind. Also, we have Mercury entering Pisces, and oh y'all, the channeling is starting because I'm starting to get hot, and I'm starting, oof. Mercury is entering Pisces today. So, really, what I want you guys to be focused on is balancing your energy, really just balancing yourself emotionally and redirecting your thoughts to your desires and not to your situation if your situation is not appearing as you would like to see it in your reality. Okay, so redirect those thoughts, redirect your mindset and your emotions. When you start feeling yourself get emotional, get grounded. It's really important to know who you can talk to, who you can go to. I have a really good circle in my life that when I'm having a bad day, I can call them and they are going to help redirect my energy. And vice versa, I do the same for them. When they call me, I'm redirecting the energy. I'm reminding them, of the positive things that are still happening, even in the midst of things that really might feel and seem chaotic. So keep that in mind. Make sure that your circle, your circle is full of people, even if it's one or two people that you can call on, that you can reach out to, that you can really confide in, that are going to build you up and not allow you to wallow in your sorrows or wallow in your misery or complain about your situation without bringing a solution. Okay. Consider a blood detox. Collectively, it is a good time to cleanse our blood. So, if you guys have been considering a detox, you are right on track. You're right in alignment with the vibration. Go ahead and get started. Um, Also, remove unnecessary emotional aspects from your decision making process. So, instead of thinking about the emotional side of things that we like to get caught up in, I want you guys to get a little bit more analytical with things. I want you to really like take a moment to get the facts together. Get the facts together and let's align the facts. Let's remove emotion, because just because your feelings are present does not mean that you're right. It does not mean that it's fact. Okay. Fact and feelings do not equate. We have to remove the feelings, we have to examine the facts and proceed and move forward with logic. Okay. This is a really good time to balance that energy out. Okay. Even if you feel a little bit more emotional, there you have to know how to redirect that energy. If you're feeling more emotional, redirect that energy. And not saying that you shouldn't, you shouldn't attend to your emotional side, but if you're feeling emotional and you need to make a decision, a serious decision in your life, or you're trying to communicate with somebody that's just not getting it, you need to remove the emotion and come with some logic and come with the facts. Also, Mars is bringing a refreshed sense of focus and willpower for us right now. And this is going to be bringing about like a really strong determination. And that strong determination is what's going to fuel you going forward. It's what's going to help push you and propel you forward to help you stay focused. That will and determination, when it's in play, baby, it does not let you down. Trust and believe. When you are in the vibration and you have your shit together, you have your circle together, and you have your will and determination on point, you are going to win. That's a guarantee. So stay focused and align yourself with that energy. We have to know how to take that Aries energy and how to take the energy of Mars, and really transmute, the negative aspects that we like to hear or speak of when it comes to Mars and when it comes to Aries. We have to really like stop for a moment and use that energy to our benefit. Okay. Also, Neptune is coming through, and Neptune is bringing fresh ideas. Neptune is bringing a new or renewed vision for how we want to see our lives going forward. So, with that, and with all this combined energy, um, we may kind of see some clashing. We may see a little bit of headbutting and resistance to outdated ideas, outdated structures. It's really going to might be a little bit of resistance. It's not going to be as crazy as it was at the beginning of the year, but you may find that you're feeling a little bit more resistant because you know what you want. You know what you want. You're not taking anything. You're not taking no. You're not taking no excuses in this place. You know what you want, and that will and determination is going to be what causes you to push yourself through all of the facades, all of the gray areas, and get to what you want. um Venus is coming through to help us in the way of really being mindful about picking our battles. It's really important that we really know when to go to war and when to just be still. And as an Aries rising, trust me, I'm a continuous piece of work. It really is a continuous struggle for me to sometimes balance that energy. I have to be really deliberate about balancing my Aries energy because it is really strong. And when I'm passionate about something, I'm playing no games. But Venus is coming through, and I have been noticing the energy. Like, I've been more like sit back and chill and kind of just let things flow and not be so kind of stuck in my worry ways. So Venus is coming through, kind of helping us and reminding us to be aware to pick our battles. Also, this is like throat chakra energy. So you want to tune into your throat chakra. You want to tap into that energy and really balance your throat chakra out, so that when you're speaking and when you're communicating, you're doing so effectively. You're doing so in a way that gets you results and doesn't cause you to have more setbacks. Okay. Also, when we think about Venus, I want you guys to consider the fact that with Venus, self-indulgence kind of comes up and it's highlighted whenever our Venetian energy is not balanced. We tend to be more self-indulgent. We tend to do things like overeat. I know I'm an emotional eater. I ain't even going to tell y'all no lies. So with me being an emotional eater, I've had to really, since I did the detox, what was that, earlier this month, last month, when I did the detox last month, I did, it was supposed to be 10 days, it ended up being 8. And when I did the detox, I really addressed the issues that I had with food and with emotions. And y'all, do y'all see me over here? Like, yeah, your girl's got to get it together. I've been over here like looking in the mirror like, hold on, where'd I come from? Where'd I come from? Because I'm in stressed. And instead of like prior to the detox, instead of really addressing the things, addressing my root chakra issues, I was like overindulgent. I was just sitting on the couch taking naps, sleeping, not really like wanting to be involved in nothing, wanting to step back, not really, and I'm just being transparent because even as a healer, I've had to really evaluate how I'm taking care of myself. I've had to evaluate how I'm connecting with my emotions and how I'm taking care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is this energy coming from? What within me needs to be healed? Because this is more than about my taste buds. This is really was about like my issues with needing a certain amount of love that I was finding comfort, not love, but comfort through food with. Okay, so I know some of y'all out there understand what I'm talking about. I know I'm not the only person. Adrian said, "Oh man, my ass has been over here eating bad today." Yes, girl. What are you stressing about? Where can you add more personal love? Like how do you need to be comforted and loved right now? That's the question that we have to sometimes ask ourselves when we start to overindulge and try to fill ourselves with other things. We have to say like, what is it right now that I'm really needing? What is it that my spirit and my heart is really craving for that I'm not finding or getting in this moment? Am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling abandoned? Am I feeling afraid? Once we start digging into those things, and it's a continuous journey for me, like I started that shadow work, and I've been noticing that, my higher self is taking over like my food choices more. And we're going to talk about how it's affecting, how this Venus in Aries is affecting Scorpios in a little bit tonight. But that overindulgence is really just calling for us to balance that Venetian energy within us. So how can we practice more love? How can we bring in and draw in more love into our lives? And when you find yourself overindulging, it's just an opportunity for you to check that. Okay. Also, for my healers, psychics, astrologers, spiritual workers, anybody employed by spirit in any capacity, it is really, really important. Spirit gave me a message as I was sitting taking my notes. And one of the things that I've been studying is astrology and health, and how our astrology, how our birth charts and where our sign placements are affect our health. And that's been something that I've started to dive head first in, because if you guys don't know, I have a psychology degree and I've worked in healthcare for what, about 12 years now. And has it been that long? Something like that. So I've been working in healthcare for a number of years. I worked in HIV. I moved from HIV to working with the senior population for most of my career. And one of the things that I've been drawn to is really like, as far as astrology goes, is the health aspects and how our placements affect our health. Like certain signs need certain elements, and we need a certain type of care for ourselves. So for my healers and my psychics and my astrologers, and any spiritual workers, it's really important to allow more pleasure and love in our lives. Like, we give so much of ourselves and we pour so much so often, till we are literally like, our cups are like this full if not empty. And we have to allow more love. We have to allow ourselves to receive more love. And this isn't necessarily, I mean, this message is directed at spiritual workers, but I think a lot of us can use more of that. I think we get caught up in the rat race, and we get caught up in the grind and trying to shine, and we kind of lose sight of who we are and what we need, our personal needs. But for my spiritual workers, it's really important to focus on replenishing and rebalancing your solar plexus chakra. That is really important because for spiritual workers, that is the energy center that is drained the most when you guys are doing your work. So when we continue not to address the issues within our solar plexus chakra as spiritual workers, especially, or therapists, especially, people providing care, um, it's really important because over time you can see issues with your pancreas, you can see issues with your kidneys, with your spleen, and your gallbladder. So the message that spirit gave me is just like we need to practice more care within our own solar plexus chakras. Okay, so that was kind of the collective message for everyone. We are going to get into Pisces, and I am going straight through the zodiacs. I'll see if I can get through everybody tonight. That's the plan. Okay, that is the plan tonight, to get through all 12 zodiac signs. I'm going to tell you guys what zodiac house this is affecting for your sign. I want you guys to pay attention to your sun, moon, and rising signs. And I'm going to tell you guys what chakras to pay attention to. I'm also going to give you guys a mantra, and I'm going to give you the overall general message the spirit has provided. So I'm going to try to move through these as quickly as possible. Let me get my other cards out real quick, because I will pull one oracle card for you guys as well. Do me a favor and share this live. Do me a favor and share this live, because somebody else needs to hear these messages that are coming through tonight. All right. So if I don't get through them tonight, I will come back on and finish them tomorrow night. But let's go ahead and start with my Pisces, and we'll see where we end up tonight. So for my Pisces, this Venus in Aries is affecting your second house. This Venus in Aries is affecting your second house. This is your house of money. This is your house of income. It's your house of work. It's your house of your work ethic, your daily routines, your rituals, your values. It's all of that. Okay. The chakra that you guys want to be focused on is going to be your root chakra, but also spirit told me that y'all need to focus on your throat chakra as well. Your throat chakra. All right. So sore throats is something that can be affected a lot of times when we're concerned about money. When we are stressed about money and finances, you may notice that you kind of start to get a sore throat. You start to get like a little throat cold. So be mindful of that and try to redirect that energy. When you're feeling stressed, redirect that energy. It's really important for you guys to do that. All right. For my Pisces, your mantra tonight is I exist where the money reside. Where the money reside, where the money reside. I exist where the money reside. Pisces, this is a good time for you guys to check in with your daily routine. What are you doing on a daily basis? Like, how are you starting your mornings? Are y'all just rolling out of bed and getting to work? How are you starting your day? How is your routine affecting your day? Our morning routines, and I talked about this in an episode of my podcast, Real Talk with the Spiritual Bestie. But our daily routines are really important. It is really important for us to examine our daily routines and start off our day with morning rituals that help us be productive, that help us stay sane, that help us, through our day. When we meditate in the mornings, you're going to be less stressed. You're going to find it, you start your day out on a positive, you tend to stay in that vibration. But for my Pisces, I want you guys to check in with your daily routines. Also, you should be waking up excited about what you're doing. You should not be dreading going to work. None of us should. None of us should be hating what we do. Okay. And sometimes what happens is we just get a little burnt out and we need to take a break. What happens is sometimes we, feel underappreciated. Sometimes we feel abused at work. We feel misused. We feel underpaid. And those are things that we need to start addressing. Those are really important because as we continue to just work and continue to burn out and burn out and burn out, like we begin to get frustrated. We take that shit home to our families, and something has to give. Something has to give. The question I have for my Pisces is: have you lost your love for what you're doing? Have you lost your love? Um, as far as your work goes, it's really time for you guys to examine that and ask yourself, like, have I lost the love for what I'm doing, or am I burnt out? Do I need a break? You don't have to chase the bag, Pisces. You don't have to chase the bag. That's why your mantra is I exist where the money resides, because wherever you are, that is where it is. You just have to call it in to you. So for my Pisces, I really want y'all to really take another look and another perspective at your work life. Is this working for you? You guys are going to need to get into the vibration of alignment and either reconnect with your why, or whatever made you love your work, or move on. It may be time for you to move on and find some other options. You guys had the five of staffs that came up at the very beginning of your reading, Pisces, and that's signifying that there's a disconnect, there's some strife there's some confusion. Just work is not that good for you guys right now, for a lot of my Pisces, and I really want you guys to ask yourself, what's next? Don't stay in that miserable state. Don't stay like where you are if you're miserable and you're unhappy. You guys also had the King of Staffs. The King of Staffs, this is tied, the staffs and the wands, or the wands as they're called sometimes, are tied to passion. So this is about you guys really like not feeling respected at work, not feeling appreciated at work. And you really need to start asking yourself, is that the place that you really need to be? The World card comes up next for you guys, signifying that you have options. Again, y'all are where the money resides. So you don't have to stay in a place, stay at a job where you feel underpaid and underappreciated. Go somewhere else. Put those resumes out, put them antennas out, and find a job that's going to find a place that's going to appreciate you. If you have been thinking about starting your own business, or even starting a little side hustle to supplement some additional income, now is the time for you guys. You guys are in the vibration of money and work, and it's up to you to turn the tables. Okay, you have the choice. It's up to you. It's completely up to you, Pisces. I am not even playing. Y'all, sometimes we don't even realize how powerful we are, because we've been tricked into relinquishing our power to someone and something else. We've been tricked into believing that we're powerless, that we have to do this, that we have to get up and take this abuse at the job every day, and you don't have to do that. Let me get your oracle card for y'all. Let me get your oracle card. Also, I want my Pisces to really examine y'all investments. This is a good time for y'all to really start looking into making investments. I've been talking about investments all year, guys. I've been telling you guys, I have been making money on the stock market. I've been making money because I listened to my spirit and I followed the instructions that were given to me, and I just shared the information with you guys. Y'all don't have to do it. Just y'all can watch me do it though, because I'm gonna do it. And I've been making a lot of money in the stock market just from listening to the instructions from my spirit. I'm not a professional trader. I can't even tell you that I really know a whole lot, but I know enough to get in there and get my hands in there and get that money. Okay. Growth is your oracle card tonight. Growth. It says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Growth. It's up to you, Pisces. What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do with this Venetian energy in Mars? What y'all gonna do with it? Keep sleeping on yourself, okay? We're gonna move on to my Aries. We're gonna move on to my Aries. And again, happy birthday to all my Pisces. Aries, this is affecting your first house. This is the house of self-image. It is the house of your body, okay? The vessel. It's the house of your attitude, your identity, your appearance. It's also the house of beginnings for you guys, because, the first house is where it all begins. It's where it all begins. So for my Aries, your chakra that I want you guys to focus on is your solar plexus chakra. All right, it's your solar plexus chakra. Hey, Nobu, I have not done Sagittarius. I'm going in order. Sing the Beyonce song. I am currently on Aries. And for my Aries, your Chakra is the solar plexus, and your mantra is my body, my choice. I choose love. I choose love. Aries, love your vessel. Love your vessel a little bit better. Connect with your vessel a little bit more by paying attention to what it's trying to communicate. Your body is telling you things. Your body is telling you that it doesn't agree with this. This does not feel right. This does not when I eat like this, it does not settle well. Y'all around here constipated because y'all eating bullshit. It's your body keep telling you, like, I don't want this. Yes, it tastes good on the tongue, but it don't feel good on the inside. So in order for you to reconnect with your body and connect deeper with yourself, you need to listen to those signals that your body gives you. Okay, not only the solar plexus chakra that I want y'all to focus on, but also the crown chakra, because those messages start up here. Like, the messages move like this through our body. Okay, they move like this. So I want you guys to not only focus on your solar plexus chakra, but also focus on your crown chakra and attune your crown chakra. Also, for my Aries, is what you're eating feeling good to your vessel? Is it feeling good to your body? Is it feeling like, is it turning your stomach and knotting your stomach up and making you feel all bloated? That's a signal. That is a signal. That's not just you having ate too much. When you eat and you just feel depleted and you just feel like taking a nap, we call that the itis, but the itis is killing you. So pay attention to the messages. And I'm saying you, but I'm also speaking to myself, because I really, since that detox, have had to really check myself about the things that I've been putting in my body. They don't feel right. My body is not processing processed food like it used to. Like, it used to go, here, go there, eat this, eat that. And my body is requiring something better. Okay. My body is asking me to go to the top level, go top tier with the dietary things. Okay, so your body may be calling for that as well, Aries. I'm actually really feeling that you need to make a rapid change. This is the Eight of Staffs. This is one of the fastest cards in the tarot. Make a rapid change. Also, it's asking you, like, what signals are you receiving? If you really think about it, like, he could be throwing that staff as a signal to somebody else across the way. So what signals are your spirit and your body giving to you right now? Also, for my Aries, this is a good time for a fresh, new, loving routine with yourself. Okay, what is it that you need right now? Pause and stop and ask yourself, like, what do I need right now in this moment? When you're getting ready to pick your meals for the day, it's like, what is my body asking me for? How am I feeling? Start looking up some of those things. Get you an herb book, get you some health books, and really start saying, like, what are these symptoms mean? Okay, I have a headache right now. What does my body need? And my body is not asking me for caffeine. My body's asking me for something else. My back is hurting. What is my body needing? What am I deficient in? Check your vitamin levels. Like I said earlier at the beginning, this is a good time collectively for us to do a blood cleanse and really cleanse our blood and allow our blood to be purified. Okay, because that is the life force. That's the life force within our vessels. So sometimes we have to clean our vessels out and purify ourselves. Also, for my Aries, your appearance is a reflection of how you've been feeling. So how have you been stepping out? How have you been stepping out into the world? Because sometimes, it doesn't hurt to take an extra couple minutes to, spruce yourself up and get a little cute. Yeah, you're just going to the grocery store, but get cute. Get cute, because that step be a little bit different. Okay, that bop be a little bit different when you feel good, when you look good. Okay, can I repeat the mantra and affirmation? Yes, it is my body, my choice. I choose love. My body, my choice. I choose love. That is the mantra for my Aries. All right. Also, for my Aries, like I was saying, when it comes to your appearance, allow yourself to kind of take a little bit of extra time in looking good so you feel good. Okay, putting on some perfume. Yeah, you're just going to the gas station, or yeah, you're just going to the grocery store. Especially for my single Aries. Okay, sisters, brothers, everybody in between, guys. Like, when you stepping out as a single person, you need to step out at all times, every time. So don't sleep on yourselves. You guys also had the Seven of Staffs in reverse, and to me that is saying, like, it's not necessarily going to be an easy route to really regaining or re-getting to know yourself and your body. It is going to take commitment and work. So understand that it may present some difficulties. You may have some current health issues that are kind of impeding and getting in the way of you being able to really kind of do the things you really want to do, dietary wise, and herbal wise. But take your time. Take your time. Focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one issue that you may be having at a time. You also had the nine of staffs upright. And to me, that's saying like, stand your ground and be strong. Stand your ground and be strong with what it is that, if your body is not feeling right, if you and I was just talking to my friend, and she is an Aries, about this, like, if what your doctor is saying to you is not resonating, if they're not hearing you, they're not listening to what you're saying when you go in there, find somebody else. Find somebody else. You need to be, if you have other health issues, you need to connect with healthcare providers that are working with you in partnership and not just trying to write you a script or tell you to do this and they're not providing any understanding. All right. So stand your ground. It may be difficult to get through the way that you might be physically feeling right now, but keep pushing yourself forward. Again, my body, my choice. I choose love. I choose loving things for my body. I choose people that vibrate and operate from a loving heart space in the healthcare industry. And I choose love for myself. Okay, so I'm not accepting anything less than that from anybody else. All right, so that was for my Aries. Let me get y'all an oracle card, and then we're going to move into my Tauruses. Let me get y'all an oracle card. What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome in. If you're just stopping in, I am talking about Venus in Aries tonight, and I am going through each and every zodiac sign to tell you guys what that means for you, what house is affecting on your charts, and what you can do to transmute and work with this energy, to transmute any negative energy that may be coming through. Oh, friendship, friendship, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. First of all, you got to be a friend of yourself first, and that's the message that Spirit is giving to me right now in this moment. It's like, be the best friend that you could be to yourself. Don't be a better friend to somebody else and not be that and more to yourself. We are talking about Aries in the first house. It's the house of the self. Be that friend that you need to yourself first. Okay, don't be the best friend of somebody else and be half-assing it with your own self. Okay, all right. Let's go to my Tauruses. Let's go to my Tauruses. Hey, Platinum Queen, what's up, boo? All right. My Tauruses. Tauruses, this is affecting your 12th house. All right. This is the house of endings. It's the house of closure. It's the house of your spirituality, your beliefs, your subconscious. And the focus for you guys is the brow and crown chakra. But I also want you guys to focus on your heart chakra. Because sometimes when we are ending and closing chapters in our lives, it is a little bit difficult to let go and to heal when, things just didn't work out. Not necessarily anybody's fault, not necessarily any of that. Sometimes it's just the ending, and endings, sometimes when you're watching a good movie and it comes to an end, it's like, dang, I wasn't ready for it to be over. That's how I be. I be on Netflix like, dang, that movie was good. I wasn't ready for it to be over. And sometimes when we have endings to situations in our lives, just time has expired on those things. We still need to check in with our heart space. We still need to check in and make sure, that there isn't anything underlying that we need to just address, and a little bit of extra love and care that we need to provide ourselves in that moment. We so busy and so used to fronting and being hard and acting like nothing don't bother us. We are so unbothered. We are so above everything. And that shit is a total and complete bald face ass lie. Stop telling it to yourself. You bothered, and that's okay. You're bothered, and that's okay. But for my Tauruses, your mantra is I trust the necessity of endings because closed doors lead me to open roads. I'm going to repeat that. I trust the necessity of endings because closed doors lead me to open roads. Okay, new opportunities is what's presented when you have an ending. Okay, allow the ending to be what it is. Allow it to be beautiful, though. Whatever you do, allow it to be beautiful. Don't let it be ugly. Don't let it be ugly. Allow it to be beautiful. For my Tauruses, you may feel resistant to letting a chapter close right now, but the resistance is only going to delay your healing process. So don't delay your healing process. New beginnings are on the horizon for you guys. And if you could only see what's really ahead on the road, you close that door so fast. You would close that door so fast with no regrets, no hesitation, no contemplation, none of that. None of that. So, just understand that something greater is coming along. Something greater is coming along. I have really learned, I have really, really learned in my spiritual journey that when something is happening, I just get in alignment. I just be riding like this. Woo. And sometimes I get a little seasick, okay? Because the waves can be a little choppy, but I have learned to not resist whatever is happening in my life because there is always something better along the way. It's always something better coming along. There are always bonus prizes that spirit be throwing at me for being, for what they say when you're in prison, good behavior. Because sometimes it does feel like you in jail. It does. It feels like you in jail sometimes. I understand. But spirit sends rewards. Spirit will take care of you if you trust the process. That's why we say trust the process because you will be taken care of, but you have to trust that. You have to trust that. All right. For my Taurus, it's also meditate and ask for assistance through the process so you can just release this situation or release whatever chapter needs to be ended peacefully. Release it with love. Send it love. Even as hard as that may be, sometimes, like my spirit the other day checked me and was like, send that person love. Don't come, don't fight resistance with resistance. Like you're just gonna be at a tug of war. Send love. I sent love and that shit went right my way. Right my way. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you guys more of how beautifully spirit has carried me through this situation after this snowstorm. I mean, it was not easy living in a hotel for 26 days. Like I was counting 26 days. And at the same time, I couldn't stand nowhere else but in the place of gratitude because I knew that I could see the setup. When you're watching a movie and you could see the plot, you could see like, oh, I already know he gonna be the killer. I already know she gonna try him and betray him. I already know how this gonna play out. That's how it was playing out for me. I'm like, oh shit, spirit just set me up. Spirit, you set me up. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. And there was one day where I was feeling a little low. I was feeling down. I was feeling just frustrated. In that moment, I wanted to be home. I wanted to sleep in my bed. I wanted to take a shower in my shower. I wanted to sit on my toilet. Okay. And I couldn't. And I went into the meditation group that I was participating in during the detox, and the message was given to me in that moment. The battery was put back in my bag, and I was like, let's go. I'm trusting spirit the entire way. I'm not complaining. I'm just going to watch this play out because I already see what's on the road up ahead. I already see it because I spoke it at the beginning of the year. And it's been playing out. I'm going to wait until the full story unfolds, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what happened and how it happened. It was not easy when I didn't allow it to be. Sometimes we just don't allow things to flow easily and freely in our lives because it's not our normal. It's outside of what we think is supposed to be the everyday norm for our lives. So when we see like things are happening around us and it's like, oh, this is out of my comfort zone, we immediately want to resist. Well, why not just throw your hands up and ride the roller coaster? Why not? It's going to come to an end. Things will get back to normal. And they have. They have. All right. So also for my Tauruses, closure is going to come after you embrace and after you choose to free yourself. After you embrace, like, just whatever is coming, just embrace it. Just embrace it and choose to free yourself from anxiety and fear and all of that. Had I not went on the detox prior to all this happening, I don't know how I would have. I don't know that I would have been able to coast through this situation the way that I did. But I went on this detox, and Spirit deliberately set me up because I wasn't supposed to go on the detox until the actual day of the snowstorm. So my friend and I decided to start the detox the week prior. So when the ending of the detox was coming, the snowstorm came. So it was like Spirit set me up because during that detox, I did a lot of shadow work. I did a lot of root chakra work because I needed it. I needed to address my anxieties. I needed to address my fears. I needed to do that root chakra work. So Spirit took me there to prepare me for what was next. But that's not all. And we're going to talk about it. Okay. So you guys have the five, what is this? The Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse. Again, it's saying surrender. Surrender. Look at it upright. Look at it upright. Now, you can look at this individual as crying over what has been lost, but I see this person as giving gratitude. And I feel like right now, my Tauruses need to kind of reshift your focus and put yourself in a space of gratitude because something better is coming along. And something that was said to me that I'll repeat to you guys is not gratitude from a space of lack. Not that I'm thankful because it could be worse. No, I'm thankful because I know better is coming. I'm thankful because I know I put in my time and I've earned the blessing that's coming behind this. And sometimes things have to be shaken up because other people that have hands in your situation have to be shook and forced so that they put things in your lap and everything goes in your favor and all the cards are laid out in your favor. So don't worry about all that. You guys also had the Page of Cups. It's like gratitude is fresh and new energy, new beginnings. He is thankful. He is thankful. I just told you guys, put yourself in a space of gratitude. And here comes the Page of Cups, bringing that energy. You then also had the Knight of Cups. And this is fortune, it's advancement, it's a new opportunity, it's protection. Okay. The journey, the journey may be long, but trust me, you're gonna be taken care of the entire way. The entire way. I know I got a little lengthy on my Taurus reading, but hey, my Tauruses need to hear that. Tauruses need to hear that. I'm gonna pull the Oracle card, and then I am taking a little musical water break. I'm gonna play a little something. Let me see if I can get my shit connected. We're gonna play a little something, and I'm gonna take a little water break, and we're gonna finish the next set of zodiac signs. All right. How y'all doing out there tonight? How y'all doing? Hey, Platinum Queen. Platinum Queen said, I'm having so much negative energy around my crazy cousin and family. Hey, boo, I need your help. All right. I need a reading. Okay, I'm gonna see about if I can get to you tonight, boo. All right. I may do a couple of free readings tonight, but we're gonna see how it goes. Let me get through these zodiac signs, and then I may be able to take care of you. All right. And if you guys want to monetarily support me, y'all feel free to hit my Cash app. I'm also on Venmo at SpiritualBestie. You guys can also go to the link in my bio. I really want you guys to join my mailing list because I am creating a membership-based community. All right. So I am no longer going to be doing my full lives like this on Instagram. They're doing a lot of censoring of the things that I've been posting and my messages. Like, out of all my followers, they like only allow not even a full 2% a lot of times to see them. Like, I'll be watching my analytics and they've been really fucking with my algorithm. So it's cool. But I want to also create this membership based community because I want to be tapped in and aligned with people that really want to do the work to grow. I really want to be tapped in and aligned so that I can feel free to give and pour into people that need it, that are looking for a supportive community so that they can grow, so that they can discuss things and have a safe space to do so. So that's what the membership based community is about. Join my mailing list so that you can stay up to date on that, because I am releasing that this month. That's the plan. All right. The oracle card for my Tauruses is universe. It's universe. And that is three energy. Okay. Three energy. Some people say Trinity energy is three energy, but it is about learning and being taught. Everything that you need to know, you've already come here with all the knowledge that you need. Sometimes we just need to awaken it and tap into it. But we come equipped with everything that we need to know. That's why those downloads are important. That's why it's important for us to take those moments of meditation, take those moments of rest, take those moments of play, because that helps us to revive and receive those messages that are already there. It's like awakening it. It's like putting the code in, and you awaken that knowledge and that wisdom and that insight. Okay. So the universe is here to support you, Taurus. The universe is here to support you in releasing and letting go and allowing these endings to occur with peace, with love, with no regrets, with no malice in your heart. Okay. That's for my Tauruses. Let's take a break. Let's take a little short break. Okay, let me see what I'm gonna play for y'all. Let me give a second, cause okay. I actually want to play something else. Hold on. Let me see. I got a song for y'all. All right, let's see. I have to give a minute. It's a commercial. Mm. Is this it? We'll go with that. Up next is my Geminis. We're doing my Geminis next, and we got my Cancers, and we got my Leos. Let's get into my Geminis, okay? Let's get into my Geminis. Y'all know I gotta let the choir sing, okay? Y'all know I gotta let the choir sing. This ain't Sunday service, it's Saturday service. It's that, as the old folks say, the Sabbath service, okay? Some of y'all don't know about that. All right. So for my Geminis, this Venus in Aries energy is affecting your 11th house. Okay. This is your 11th house. This is the house of your groups, your friends, your social settings. It's the house of technology. It's the house of the future, and it's the house of manifestations. Okay. That's the 11th house space. All right. For my Geminis, I want you guys to focus on your heart chakra. I want you to focus on your heart chakra. The mantra for my Geminis is I manifest from a clear and pure heart space. And as a result, I get exactly what I want and what I need. All right. I'm going to say that again for my Geminis. I manifest from a clear and pure heart space. And as a result, I get exactly what I want and what I need. Sometimes when we are we really be manifesting and stun on bitches. Let's be honest. All right. Because I know that when I initially first ever heard of manifestation, like I was trying to stun on somebody. But when we manifest from a clear and balanced heart space, we get exactly what we need. We get exactly really what our heart truly desires, which is happiness. And that sometimes happiness, peace, and freedom, those things come in forms of finances, because that allows us freedom to do things that we want to do, so that's why a lot of times people focus so much energy on manifesting finances. But when you manifest peace and happiness and freedom, everything that you need to accomplish that comes to you, because it doesn't look the same for all of us. So for my Geminis, I want you guys to really focus on balancing the amount of time that you're spending online. Really balance that out more. It's really about you guys like not taking in too much, because there's a lot going on. You're getting a lot of different messages. Some are, from spirit, some are not. Some are not. Not everybody with a big ass following is a messenger of spirit. Some people are carrying, their ego. Their ego is leading their message. So remember to just like be mindful, not take in too much, take in a little bit, digest that, do your own research, check in with your spirit. See, does that resonate? Does that feel right? Does my energy align with this person's? You know, Also, for my Geminis, you guys are seeking more in-person connections right now. You guys really are having a desire to connect with people more in person, versus just living like online in your various online groups and communities. Like you're really seeking more interpersonal connections and relationships. Also, for my Geminis, balance your relationships. Be more conscious of like how balanced your friendships and your relationships are, because sometimes we find ourselves on the constant giving and constantly giving and doing for everybody else, and then when we need to call somebody, nobody's there. Or sometimes we even find ourselves like kind of not being balanced and not giving as much as we can and should be, or providing the same type of support to our friends and to our immediate circles that's given to us in our time of need. So we have to just make sure that that energy all the way around the board is balanced. Okay. Also, for my Geminis, Spirit told me to tell y'all to stop projecting. Stop projecting and start communicating. Stop projecting your frustrations and your issues and not speaking up about, throat chakra work. Balance that throat chakra, Geminis, because y'all not speaking up on y'all issues. Y'all just projecting y'all attitudes. Y'all just giving attitude, and you're not saying why. You're not saying why. You can't expect people to be mind readers. Oh, well, they know me. They should know me by now. No, everybody is not. Like, there's a lot going on. Okay. Everybody got a lot of shit going on. So let's start communicating, especially, if you value that relationship, stop projecting and start communicating. Okay. Your friendships are going to benefit if you begin to communicate better. If you just begin to say, you know what, I feel left out. You know what, I really just don't feel like hanging out right now. I'm just kind of in my own funk with what I got going on in my life. It's not you. I'm not being funny acting. I'm just like, I just don't want to hang out right now. I need a little bit of space and some time to myself. And there's nothing wrong with being honest and saying that to your friends, because when your friends know they can come to you for honesty, whether they like it or not, they'll always respect you. They will always respect you. They're not always going to like what you say, but they'll always respect you. Okay. For my Geminis, you guys got the Chariot card, the fastest moving card in the tarot. And with this, rapid manifestation is occurring. That's why y'all mantra was, I manifest from a pure and clear heart space and I get what I want. Like, you get it immediately. You get it immediately. There's no hesitation in that. All right. You guys then had the Two of Cups. Like I said, your relationships are going to benefit from you just communicating better. You're going to find that you are able to grow in friendships with people that you've been friends with for a long time, and that relationship might just have maybe seeming a little stagnant, but your friendship will grow if you just open up and be honest about what it is that you need. You got the Ace of Staffs in reverse, and it's more about, like I said, less projection and less kind of like that fiery energy, and more balance out. Venus is coming with that loving energy. Aries can tend to be a little bit more direct and assertive, but sometimes we just got to balance it out a little bit, tweak it a little bit. You don't have to, if you have sensitive friends, be more mindful of the fact that your friends are sensitive. And don't talk to them any kind of way if they've already told you and communicated to you that they don't appreciate being spoken to like that or treated like that. Respect that. All right. Let me pull an oracle card for my Geminis, and then we're going to get into my Cancers. We're going to get into my Cancers. I'll drop some. Rejoice in celebration. Remember the people that's been there for you, Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying, like, remember the friends that have had your back, that have clapped you up, celebrated your wins, dried your tears during your losses. Those type of friends don't come every day. You got some online friends that's really supportive, that's in the DMs encouraging you, that's there and supportive. You never lay eyes on them in your life, like face to face. Cherish those people. Those type of connections are really rare these days because everybody's out to prove something. Everybody's out to to gain, and sometimes at any cost. So be mindful of the people that you have in your life that have been supporting you, that have been celebrating with you, that have been, they deserve to have that energy returned to them. They deserve to have that energy returned to them, Gemini. All right. That was for my Geminis. We're going to move into my Cancers. Cancers, this is affecting your 10th house. This is the house of career, structure, long-term goals. It's the house of the father. It's the house of masculine energy. It's the house of fame. It's the house of your reputation. All of that. All of that. 10th house energy. 10th house energy. The focus is on your solar plexus chakra. Okay. The focus is on your solar plexus chakra. And your mantra is, I apply action to my goal and relax into the energy of reception. Relax. Excuse me. I apply action to my goal and relax into the energy of reception. Allow yourself to receive. Once you apply, that energy to whatever your eyes are set on, whatever your heart is set on. Once you apply that formula and you've tweaked it, and you're doing your part, you're giving your all, like you running this race like a champ. Relax into the energy. Allow yourself to receive. Don't sometimes we put in all this work, but we're a little bit afraid of success. We're afraid of what that looks like and how that may change things for us and how that may change the people around us. All right. Your first card that came up is the Three of Staffs. Again, the Three of Staffs represents, like, look at that. That's like a portal that he's walking into, right? He's walking into a portal and he's got his staff in the air, like he looks victorious. Okay. Enter into the portal of success. Don't be afraid of that energy. Don't be afraid of that energy. Yet the Tower card, it's like things have to sometimes fall apart to come back together. And while the initial falling apart that might have occurred in the situation for you was really ugly, it was really gruesome, it was very necessary. It's very necessary. So give gratitude, because what gets built after this is bigger, better, and more beautiful. All right. We also have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And it kind of, to me, is speaking to a little bit of a lack of surrender. It's a little bit speaking to me like you need to surrender. This energy upright is like kind of chaos. It's like holding, you ever had some balloons and you like going to a graduation or a birthday party, and then the wind just take them away. That's kind of what's happening here. So, as I almost feel like Spirit is saying, like, you kind of getting it now. You kind of getting it now. After this moment, I feel like, for my Cancers, like, y'all are getting it. Y'all are understanding, like, just release it. Let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't complain about it. Don't complain about, the things that you want to change but aren't unwilling to do any work towards changing. If you're unwilling to do the work, you can't complain about what's not changing and what's not transpiring in your life. Everybody wants something ready made. Everybody wants microwave success. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. It's a constant, and doesn't have to always be a struggle, but it is a constant focused energy of determination and willpower and constant tests. Okay, it's a triathlon. It's like, you really have to be in shape and be ready and be prepared for it. And that's what all the tests are for, is to prepare you really for the success, for the ultimate success that you'll receive if you just stick to it. For my Tauruses, the message is if you set some goals and apply action, from there, you guys can just expect to receive. Just expect to receive. Don't, when we think too hard about it, or we try too hard, or we're trying to follow the formula of somebody else and not the formula that we were given, that's when we kind of mess things up. That's when the static gets on the line. And in order for us to receive, it needs to be clear space. It needs to be clear space. It has to be clear. That reception on that frequency and that reception has to come through clearly in order for you to receive it. You're not going to ride in your car and listen to a static radio station if you have a CD, a Bluetooth MP3, any of that in your car. I just really lost myself in 1999. I was about to say CD player. But if you have, a Bluetooth connection, you're not going to ride and listen to static radio. The frequency isn't clear. You're not going to be able to really get into the vibration. Do you guys realize how hard it is? And I know for some of you that used to listen to the radio or have listened to the radio, y'all know what I'm talking about. When that station is not clear, you're not able to get your bop on. And it's the same way with the frequency of abundance and receptivity. We can't receive if the frequency is unclear. All right. Also, for my Cancers, if what you're doing isn't working, balance your solar plexus chakra and then apply more of your creativity. Don't try to use somebody else's formula. Okay. No one brings to the table what you do. You bring something very unique and something very necessary. Trust in that. Trust in that. Sometimes people have to catch up, to where we are. Okay. Not the MP3 player. Girl, yeah, I was thinking iPod. I've been watching little throwback videos on YouTube, so I'm kind of like shut up, Monica. Me and Monica be going back and forth all the time because she always messing with me because I just do my job. I just do my job. And Monica constantly attacks me. Okay. I don't understand this. I really don't. So also for my Cancers, balance that masculine and feminine energy for better results and more success. All right. That's the message for my Cancers. 90s kind of kid. I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. Yes. Yes. So and you know what? I like to go to sleep, listening to something. And I've been listening to watching a lot of YouTubers that be talking about throwback stuff and be bringing up flashbacks of old concerts. And I'd be like, dang, time flies. Time flies. It don't be waiting for nobody. Because I remember some of those award shows and all that stuff. All right, for my Leos, this is occurring in y'all 9th house. This Venus in Aries is in your 9th house. And this is the house of travel. It's the house of education. There we go. It's the house of learning, wisdom. It's also the house of law and religion. Okay. This is throat chakra energy. So make sure that you're balancing out your throat chakra during this time period. And for my Leos, you guys might be feeling the pull to expand your knowledge right now. And this may come to you by way of travel. It may come to you by way of exposing yourself to other cultures. And for my Leos, if you are traveling, be sure to educate yourself on the culture, on the history of wherever that region is. Even if you're just going to another state, do a little bit of research, educate yourself on that region. And when you're traveling, be sure to support the local economy. Be sure to support the local economy. And cars just flying out. We're going to reshuffle. There we go. Thank you. You may also feel inspired to learn a new language right now, Leo. You might be feeling like you want to pick up another skill from another culture. And doing all of this is actually this type of expansion may start out for you guys as like a hobby or just like a little interest that is sparked by something that you see or are exposed to. But later on down the line, it can open some serious doors for you. So, take it seriously to the point that you're investing, some time into it, but don't put too much stress or pressure on yourself. Just know that it may start out as a hobby for you right now, but it's going to evolve very likely into some other things. Also, for you guys, your mantra is I surrender to expansion. I surrender to expansion. The first card that came up for you guys is the Lover's card. And also am feeling like during your travels, you may connect and meet some people that you may connect and find love. You may connect and just find some of your soul tribe, like people that you really were put here to traverse this journey with, some of your soulmates. So keep that in mind. You had the Lover's card that started out the reading. You also then had the Four of Cups. You also then had the Four of Cups. And I think some of the hesitation that may come from this for my Leos is a fear of rejection, because Leos hate being rejected. They hate not being loved and accepted and praised. And so they tend to a lot of times shy away. But traveling is going to open you up to some new things, especially if you travel out of the country. But even sometimes just going to another state, another region of the country will open you up to some new experiences. So if you're not able to travel out of the country, like maybe take a road trip and travel to a city that maybe you have some interest in or know a little history about and connect with the people there. Also, you guys had the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords represents intelligence. She represents mental aptitude. She represents having a keen perspective and being able to translate her thoughts into clear words, clear communication in a way that allows connections to be formed. All right. So for my Leos, I'm going to pull an oracle card, but really for you guys, I mean, your reading might not seem like it's so super in depth, but I think that for you guys, it really is about expanding and stepping out of your comfort zone, because that is where you're going to make some deeper connections that are really going to be some things that impact you in the long run. Okay. And you may just be taking a trip for some rest and relaxation, but be on alert because there are some connections for you to make during your travels. All right, let me get an oracle card for my Leos. We're going to take another quick break. All right, imagination. Imagination is your oracle card, and it says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone. Use your imagination and take that journey. Some of y'all have been feeling like taking a trip, like take that trip. This is a confirmation that you needed. All right, we're going to get into some more music real quick, take a little quick 2-minute water break, and then I am coming back for my Virgos. My Virgos. All right, let's see what's up. What's this? Hey, Jay.
Yeah. I hope that you're the one. If not, you are the prototype. We'll tiptoe to the sun and do things I know you like. I think I'm in love again. I think I'm in love again. Get it, yeah. Show it. We exploring and exploring, man, I'm flowing. Yeah, it's like you know me. You're my best friend, yeah, you the homie. Almost wanna introduce you to the OB, the one who love you and you only. And if you happen to be the wrong one, baby, fine, cause in my mind, still the blueprint, yeah. I think I'm down again. Hey, I think I'm in again. Making my heart beat slow, cause we just be chillin'. You know how to turn me on without even touching my skin. I wanna meet your family, meet your mama and your daddy, then your pappy. I mean, hey, can you be mad at me? Getting caught up in your beam, you're just casually grabbing me. And if you happen to be the wrong one, baby, it's fine, cause in my mind, you're the blueprint, yeah, the proof down again. Hey, yeah, yeah. I think I'm in love again. Hey, let's go, let's go to your mama.
Y'all see how Instagram do me, right? Y'all see that, right? Really interesting. I'm recording this live anyway, so it'll probably go up on my YouTube page. I'll try to work on that tomorrow. That way, if you guys missed your sign, you can, if you missed your signs reading, I'm gonna post this shit on my YouTube because Instagram be with the fuckery, and it's been happening a lot, especially to truth tellers, to spiritual workers, to people that support conspiracy theorists, but be on point in a lot of cases. So, it is what it is. We are going to move on into my Virgos. We're going to move on to my Virgos. And Monica, just so you know, Spirit came for you. Okay. Just so you know, has Monica made it back? Out there we are. We're back. Spirit came for you. And I'm going to give you that message when I get to Sagittarius, but I just giggled the whole time that I was downloading. I'm like, Spirit, why do you always try to pin me and Monica against each other? But Spirit be dealing with you, Monica, and Spirit be dealing with me. I got drug and attacked today as well, channeling the message for my own sign. So trust me, I understand. I really do. Let's move on to my Virgos, though, so we can get to Monica. For my Virgos, for my Virgos, this is eighth house energy. Okay. This is eighth house energy. So, eighth house is about merging, it's about like connecting, and like when you're moving in with your boo, it's like that kind of energy. It's about sex, it's about intimacy. It's also about taxes and loans. It's about vulnerability. It's about partnerships. Your partner's resources, I should say, not partnerships, but your partner's resources. So, for my Virgos, the message basically was to make sure that you are checking in with your higher consciousness before merging your yourself spiritually, physically, sexually, financially with somebody else. Like, check in with your spirit. Like, pay attention to the flags. We're getting a little bit too old to still be falling for the okie doke. Okay. So for my Virgos, like, this energy of Venus and Aries can feel really like it could really carry you. You could really get carried away. And I really want you guys to keep in mind that I like this filter, y'all. Keep in mind that you need to check in with your higher consciousness. What is your spirit telling you about this individual? Don't be crying later when you done laid up with the devil and you knew he was the devil or she was the devil or they was the devil and you still did it anyways. So keep that in mind. Also, taxes were a theme when I was channeling this message. For some of y'all, y'all got and took some of that extra stimulus money that wasn't supposed to come to you, where you are going to have to pay that back. And what's going to probably happen for some of y'all, for some of my Virgos, is that you guys may actually end up having to pay more back, because the money that you made this year and that extra stimulus that you weren't supposed to get, it's like gonna throw your shit off, and you're not gonna get back the return that you were expecting. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Also, um, for you guys, a good question to ask right now is like, is your sex life balanced? Is it balanced? Are you getting what you need? Are you giving your partner what they need? It's really important to check in with our partners, and say like, are you being satisfied? Are you getting enough? Like, that's important. That communication, it's that communication on an intimate level. And it's not just about sex, but also asking your partner, like, are you getting what you need in this partnership? Am I providing, am I being the partner that you need me to be? I think what happens with a lot of people is that, because I see a lot of people bashing, I've been seeing a lot of black women bashing black men. And I really have not been understanding this. I've really been trying to say, like, where is this coming from? And it's really in a deep, deep, deep need for healing. It's some deep wounds there. I hear things like, I never build a man up. He better build himself up. Like, that type of fuckery gonna keep you single forever, forever, or keep you in fucked up cycles of playing these games that always leave you broken and hurt. So that narrative really has to change. That whole, I'm not building the nigga up energy has to go. It has to go. If you are really truly desiring a connection, and we all just want to be loved, at the end of the day, if we let our guard down, if we put our pride to the side, if we speak our truth, we just want to be loved and appreciated. And many of us want to be able to be in a safe enough situation that we can provide that to somebody else. And a lot of the issues that I had with my fucked up situations and my fucked up relationships was due to the fact that I had to heal some things that are, between me and my father. And once I healed that and my heart chakra was healed, I was then able to allow myself to receive love. And it was still difficult. It's still a process because I have been, through assault. I have been through, and not by my father, let's be clear, but I have been through assault from men, men that I trusted, men that I had love for. And going through things like that, after some time, if it continues to go undealt with and you just continue to suppress it and bury it, because I used to think that it didn't bother me. I was just like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not going to be a victim. And that was my mentality. But once I realized that I was hurt, I then realized, like, I started to begin to see how I could heal. And my narrative, my thought process on men changed because I stopped thinking about the fuck nigga. I started thinking about the type of man that I wanted in my life, and that's the type of man that entered my life. Like, once I started to think about looking for once I started not looking for, I don't want to say looking for, attracting men of value, when I started to value myself and I had healed those wounds, I was then able to attract men that appreciated me, that didn't come with a bunch of games. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were right for me, because I met some really nice guys after I started my healing process, but they weren't my soul's mate. So after that healing occurs, you can then start to move forward and really attract a quality type of man into your life. So I don't know where the narrative's coming from. I know that it's something that really needs to be healed. And I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but Spirit has really been wanting me to address that, and wanting me to really address this whole anti-black male thing that's going on. Anti-black heterosexual men, to be more specific, because everybody attacks the heterosexual black man, and I don't understand it. And there's no tolerance for it over here in this community. I'm just gonna go ahead and speak that, because we are supporting and loving on men that are also going through their healing process, that are also trying to pay back their karmic debts, that are also trying to vibrate in alignment with their higher purpose and their higher calling. So thank you, Spirit. Let's get back to the reading for my Virgos. Okay, Virgos. A stingy partner, or let me not say stingy, but a partner that's not usually feeling as giving, is going to suddenly be feeling more free to give to you right now. So embrace that, allow it, accept it, show some appreciation for it. Okay. Also, the mantra for my Virgos is I tap into the spiritual connection or lack thereof before ever making a physical or emotional one. I'm going to say that mantra again for my Virgos. I tap into the spiritual connection or lack thereof before ever making an emotional or physical connection with someone. Okay. Let me get into y'all cards, because I just got off in that. We love black men around here. We love black people. We love all people around here. Let's just be clear. But as a black woman, like, there is no tolerance for anti-black male anything, anti-black anything over here. And I see a lot of it. I've unfollowed a lot of people that I see repost that bullshit. And Spirit has been calling me to speak on it. And I don't know if it's going to be a deeper message at a later time, but I had to go into that and just be clear about that. We have to support men in their healing processes as well. All men in their healing processes, because they have been through some things too. A lot of men do not speak up about being sexually assaulted, because it's not the acceptable thing to do. A lot of men do not speak up about the emotional damage or baggage that they carry around. They internalize that shit. So when you see them out in the streets, fighting each other, shooting each other, doing the fuckery that we talk about and we highlight, but we don't really get to the root of, there is pain behind that. And when we don't support and provide just love to them, loving energy to them, acceptance to them when they're trying, it's like, where are they supposed to go and what are they supposed to do? I don't understand. Virgos, I'm coming back to y'all, okay? We are in Ace of Coins in reverse. The Ace of Coins in reverse is really more about, like, when you are out of alignment, it's going to fuck up everything. I talked about being in alignment and making sure, and I'm going to kind of go back over my Virgos real quick, because I know I kind of went over into some other things. But for my Virgos, making sure that you're checking in with your higher consciousness before merging with somebody else, because in the long run, it's going to cost you. If you are unequally yoked, it's going to cost you. So make sure that you're checking in before you align yourself and tie yourself to somebody else. Make sure that you pay attention, you check in with your spirit and your higher consciousness, okay? Also, we talked about taxes being a theme. If y'all got overpaid on that stimulus and y'all, made too much money for the government last year, y'all definitely gonna be paying that back and probably owing a little bit at the end of it all. Also, the question for my Virgos was, is your sex life balanced? Is your love life balanced? Is your relationship balanced? Are you giving your partner, are you checking in with your partner to see if they are receiving what they need from you? Is that partnership equally yoked? Are you receiving what you need to receive from your partner? Communication is going to be key. If you're not getting what you need, if you need more of something, let your partner know. Let your partner know. Speak up on that, and create a space where your partner feels comfortable speaking up on their needs as well. So also for my Virgos, just repeating the message. A partner that may not typically kind of like, lace you down or just buy you a bunch of stuff. Maybe they're a little bit more frugal with their finances. They're gonna be feeling a little more free to give and kind of spoil you a little bit right now. So accept that, receive it, and let them know that it is greatly appreciated. Applaud them, clap them up, make them feel good about it so they'll do more of it. Okay. You guys also had your next card was the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse. It's kind of also speaking to the fact that, when spirit is showing you a message, don't be so slow to react. Don't allow that delayed reaction because it's going to cost you in the long run. We're talking about making ignoring our higher consciousness and making decisions irregardless of what spirit is showing us and telling us, and paying for it at the end of it all. Okay. You guys then had the King of Cups. And the message that the King of Cups is bringing in this particular reading is that you need to actually remove all the emotion and kind of look at it logically. Does this make sense? Does this make sense for my future? Does this make sense if I have kids, for my kids? Does this situation make sense? Can I provide this person what they're saying they need and expect? Is this person a little too insecure? Are they going to impede on my freedom that I require and need for myself? Those are the kind of questions, like, you really got to remove the emotion, as I spoke about earlier in the live. You got to remove the emotion and really get down to the facts, get down to the logic, and listen to your spirit, listen to your higher self. Let's get the Oracle card for my Virgos, and then we're going to get into Libras. I'm gonna try to move a little faster and get through the rest of these zodiac. I want to be here maybe another 30 minutes and be out. I'm not gonna do any readings tonight aside from the collective readings. But if you guys want to, you can feel free to book a private session with me. Doubt is your oracle card. Doubt. It says, I release the need to know all the answers. I release the need to know all the answers. Sometimes spirit does not reveal to us why somebody isn't a match for us. Spirit just tells us, like, this ain't for you. So pay attention to that, honor it, and go with it, because if it's not that person, it's somebody better, and it's somebody that's right for you. Sometimes we have to stop, like, focusing on what we think we want in that moment and allow spirit to send us what we need, what we truly need, because that's better, and they're gonna be fine. Okay, let's get into the reading for my Libras. Libras, this Venus in Aries is affecting your seventh house. It's the house of your relationships. It's the house of marriage, contracts, business partnerships, commitment overall for you guys. And the space that I want you guys to focus on during this time period is your heart chakra. Where are my Libras? Where are my Libras? If you're a Libra, put the Libra sign in the comments. If you're a Libra, go ahead and throw that Libra sign in there. I want to know where y'all at. Monica says she quietly waiting her turn. All right. I don't know where my Libras are, but hopefully y'all catch the replay if y'all not in the building, because love is the vibe. Okay, Libra rising, I see you. Love is the vibe. Love. Like, there was so much love that I felt during the channeling of this message when I was taking my little notes. I was like, ooh, I'm here for it. Like, I got excited because for my Libras, your mantra is love is the vibe. Love is the vibe. And I just felt such loving energy. Like, somebody is getting married or engaged, like, or booed up. And let me go ahead and reveal to you the Eight of Staffs, which is one of the fastest cards in the tarot deck, is saying this is happening really soon. Really soon. Come back and bring me my receipt. Vow renewals are also a theme for my Libras. This is a time for new loving energy for you guys, and a new level in your relationship. So if you guys are just been talking, like you're now moving into the relationship phase. If y'all been dating, y'all moving into the engagement phase. If y'all are married, y'all are moving into the boo, let's redo this. Okay. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. It is an upgrade to your relationship status. Okay. Also, non romantically speaking, this is a good time for new partnerships or a contract that will greatly benefit you. So, contracts that may be put in front of your face, this is the opportunity right now for you to say, I need a little more sauce on that, please. Yeah, if you're going for a job interview, this is a good time for you to ask and negotiate that additional pay that you really wanted when you applied for that job. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask for it. Put a smile behind it. Bet them eyes a little bit. I'm not telling y'all to get in no sexual harassment cases at work. I'm just saying that Venetian energy is like all over y'all right now. When I tell y'all are vibrating love, okay? The frequency of love is like all up in y'all space right now. So when I got this channeling, I really got happy. I really did. I really got happy. Really made me happy. It made me happy for y'all because I absolutely love seeing people love and be loved. I love seeing love. I really do. So, like I said, this is quick energy coming through. The Six of Cups in reverse. It's like you walked away from something you thought, I know I'm not the only person that at some point in time cried and thought like it was the end of the world because I wanted him so bad. I wanted him so bad. And Spirit was like, he's not the one. Move on. So I walked away. I had to. You walked away from something though, and really, like, let's be honest, you walked away from the devil. Some of y'all walked away from some really toxic situations. Y'all walked away from some really toxic situations. Emotionally, some of them physically, some of them verbally, cold, unresponsive partners. But there's something really beautiful on its way to y'all. And immediately, like, I mean what I say, y'all come back and bring me my receipt. Okay? That's for my Libra, sun, moon, rising, wherever Libra falls for you in your major three. Bring me my receipt. Let's get y'all oracle card. Get y'all oracle card. And then we're going into Scorpios. I had to drag myself. Go into, all right, Spirit, provide me with an oracle card for my Libras. Pride, 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 pride. And that's the only thing that could stand in the way of you being all up in this vibrational love is you. Okay? You the only thing that could stop you from being all up in the vibrational love right now. It says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. All right. I really, really like, out of all of the messages I got tonight, there's always a favorite. That was my favorite tonight. That was my favorite. That really made me smile. All right, we're going into my Scorpios, and then I'm going to take another musical break and wrap up my last three. My Sag, my Capricorn, and my Aquarius is coming up next. Monica been waiting so patiently over there for Spirit to kind of low-key drag her. She's been waiting. She just sitting over there like this. All right. And then she be mad at me. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I joined at the perfect time. Got all my big three. Yes. All right, Shalonda. I'm really proud of you being here on. I don't know if you came on time, but I wasn't even on time, so I can't really talk about that. Okay. You was right on time though. You really were. You really were. All right. So for my Scorpios, let me get a good shuffling on these cards as I deliver this dragon to myself. I told y'all I have not been on my shit, Let me tell y'all, it hit me real hard when I realized I had to reschedule my wedding again. This is gonna be my second time because of C19 that I've had to reschedule my wedding. And I'm gonna tell y'all that had me all in my feelings. It had me all in my feelings because I just want to I didn't initially even want a wedding, but when I used to think about if I ever got married, what I wanted it was like a destination wedding, right? So I really didn't even want a wedding. And this is what not following your higher mind does for you. My fiance was like, nah, you deserve a wedding. Like, you deserve it. Like, we're going to do it. I know you want one. And then I got talked into it. I was like, yeah, I guess I kind of do. I really didn't. Because I literally did not want to do any of the planning. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. Like, you know, none of that. So when I found out the other week that I was going to have to reschedule my wedding again for the second time out another year, I was all in my feelings. When I tell y'all that was right before I did that detox, actually, no, it happened after the detox. And I got all the way in my feelings. I got all the way in my feelings. And for a little bit of time, I was just like, this is messed up. And Spirit checked me, but I was in my feelings. So overall, prior to the detox, I had not been taking good care of my body. I used to be working out, on a regular. Y'all would see me. I would post how I was outside, working out, sweating, on a very consistent basis. Okay. And it was just like I was just like, shit, outside where outside where that winter came, I did not have an alternative plan. I was not in nobody's gym, and Spirit has been checking me heavy about my health. I said all that because our Scorpio, for my Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio sun. For my Scorpios, Spirit was checking us with our health, with our fitness. This is happening in our sixth house. This Venus and Aries is occurring in our sixth house. So it is happening in the house of our health, in the house of our fitness, pets, service, nature, work habits. Those are all the places that this energy is visiting us. And our mantra that Spirit gave me was I recommit to honoring my vessel and my health so that I can continue being of service to others in a way that doesn't diminish me. I'm going to repeat that mantra. I recommit to honoring my vessel and my health so that I can continue being of service to others in a way that does not diminish me. Um, right now, for my Scorpios, we're feeling really inspired and focused on our health. Before I really took a look at where the Venus and Aries was hitting my chart, I had just said, like, with the detox, I had actually really focused my energy on doing a cleanse, and then the snowstorm came and it like really threw all my shit off, right? And after that time period, I was just like, okay, I got to refocus. I got to recalibrate. And before I know it, 25 days goes by and I'm like, I've been eating like shit, to be quite honest. And Spirit been checking me because I've not been feeling right since that detox with the shit that I've been eating. I literally have been like, I'm tired of this shit. I really don't want to eat this. I don't know what to eat. I ain't do no meal planning. And Spirit just kept checking me like, well, you're not taking care of yourself. You're not doing right by your vessel. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it completely. Okay. So for my Scorpios, like, we are feeling inspired to refocus on our health. This energy is calling for action in a loving, non-destructive, and non-judgmental way, in a way that really feels good for us. I really had to stop the whole like body shaming that I was doing to myself. Because I was looking like, damn girl, oh, his neck getting a little fat, you know? And we do that, especially like as women, we tend to look at ourselves and pick ourselves apart and scrutinize every single itty bitty dimple dot, dip that we have, instead of just loving ourselves and doing what feels right to our bodies. Because if we do what feels right to our physical bodies, our physical vessels, and we're led by our higher consciousness in doing that and taking those steps, we'll be supported. The universe is going to support us in that journey. But not only that, we're going to see the results that we really desire to see. So, also, Spirit has been speaking to us about taking better care of our health. And it's time to listen. Spirit was like, bitch, you better listen. I'm trying to tell you, get it together. You ain't 20 something no more. You ain't 20 something no more. You got to take care of this vessel. It is aging. It's aging, and it's a temporary shell that you get one time. Okay? One time. So, doing shadow work and sacral chakra work is going to expose our relationship with food. I got exposed when I did that detox. My relationship with food, I told you guys earlier in the live, like how I was eating for a certain level of comfort that I still wasn't getting as an emotional eater. Like, I really had to address not the fact of what I was eating per se, but just the fact that I was eating and not for the purpose of living and giving my cells and my blood and my body what it needed, but just eating for comfort. And that comfort that I found in food is very temporary, and very, it's not even really filling. It's really not even filling. So Spirit is calling for us to heal that relationship with food, and the healing of that relationship is tied to healing our traumas. It's tied to healing the shadows, and really stepping out of these cycles of self-destructive indulgences. Thank you. Also, healing and self-love is a major theme right now. The beginning of our reading, Scorpios, is the 10 of coins in reverse. The 10 of coins in reverse. And what it's saying with this 10 of coins in reverse is, the saying, health is wealth. By not taking care of your health, you're diminishing your level of wealth, because what happens is, as we develop these chronic illnesses and diseases that we attribute to genetics and our family genes, they have had and carried these diseases because they ate a certain way. It's not hereditary. Our eating habits are sometimes hereditary, but all those cycles can be broken. And that's what Spirit is saying. Health is wealth. The 10 of coins in reverse is speaking to the fact that, not taking care of your body is not only doing a disservice to your wealth, but also to your family. Because who's going to take care of us? Who is going to be the support for us if we all broken down? The Queen of Coins is coming up, and the Queen of Coins is coming through with the energy of prosperity, of wealth. It's like you can turn things around. You can go from here, because this is like wealth in reverse, to here. She's speaking about wealth, like just taking small love, just taking love, like operating from a space of love towards yourself, not feeling like you got to have it all figured out, like you got to do it all at once, like you got to put a number on a piece of paper and say, this is where I need to be, but just taking more care and making more loving decisions about what we're putting in our vessels. It's not to say we're going to all, we're not going to want to have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but we just need to bring a little bit more balance to the entire process. Okay. We then had the Six of Swords, which again is speaking to balance. It's saying balance out the energy. I just said we need to bring a little bit about more balance to the process of how we, feed ourselves. Okay. I'm going to pull an oracle card, and then we are going to get into Sagittarius, just especially for Monica, but I'm going to have a song first, take a little water break. Let me pull a card real quick for the Scorpios. Shout out to Danielle, my birthday twin. Hey, babe. Yeah, spirit really, like, and the drag was not, it wasn't rough. It was really loving. Like, take better care of yourself. Take better care of yourself. But there was an explanation point when Spirit was like, you better listen. You better listen. Just because Granny was a diabetic don't mean you got to be one. Just because your mama got high blood pressure don't mean you have to have it. Just because heart disease running your family don't mean you have to carry the tray or take the baton. Okay? We gotta take back and breaking some of these generational curses. We don't talk about it, but we gotta break these generational curses when it comes to how we care for our vessels. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay? Accepting responsibility for our well-being. I'm gonna leave it right there at that. Let's get, let me see first if I got a commercial because they're good for that. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. Let me look at this low. Okay. Next, we have Sagittarius. Let me repin my cash app if you guys want to make a donation. Thank you to everybody that has tonight. I appreciate it. And we down to our last three signs. We're gonna wrap it up. Monica, I really picked this song because I like it. It's not a it's no kind of subliminal message to you, baby. But I mean, if you feeling it, you know. We're not gonna talk about we're not gonna yet talk about how, you know, the Sagittarius reading is all about the fifth house of romance, love affairs, play, fertility, drama, self-expression, you know, all that. We're not gonna talk about that, okay? No shade, Monica. Perfect timing. Your third card just fell out, and ooh, child. Let's get into the reading for my Sagittarius. Like I said, this is fifth house energy for y'all, okay? It's complete fifth house energy. Again, that's romance, love. It's also affairs. It's play, it's fertility. It could be a little bit of drama. It's also self-expression. And the place that we're focusing on is the sacral chakra. But for some of y'all, you may want to tune to your heart chakra. All right, let's talk about it. Your mantra is the joy safety, and freedom that love. Hold up. I embrace the joy, safety, and freedom that love brings me. I'm going to say that again because I fucked it up. I embrace the joy, safety, and freedom that love brings me. Okay. For my Sagittariuses, this is a great time for you guys for romance. It's a great time for love. Surrender to it, Sag. Surrender to it. Do I need to say Monica or should I just say Sag? Y'all tell me. Tell me, give me some hearts if y'all want me to say just Monica. Because Monica came through waiting on this Sag reading at the like from the beginning. Okay. We are at the end of these readings. She been waiting. Um, but seriously, like this, the message that I was receiving was just for my other Sagittarius, because I know this ain't Monica. We've been talking about your situation over these last couple of lives, like very recently. We've been talking about your situation, so I understand. But for my other Sagittarius, make sure that it ain't somebody else boo. Make sure that this is not somebody else's boo, or you're not somebody else's boo and you linking up with somebody else that ain't your boo. Okay, that was the message the spirit gave me. Like, this is a great time for romance, but make sure that you paired up with who you supposed to be paired up with. Okay. Also for my Sagittarius is y'all are falling in love, and it really makes you feel free. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel carefree. Um, there might be a little resistance to that, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Also for some of my Sag, pregnancy can be a thing and a theme right now for you guys. But also not just a physical pregnancy, like for you guys creatively, like you are birthing some new projects and new ideas that are coming forward. Some new, even new thought patterns. Like you guys are really like new things are being birthed within you. So it may not necessarily be a physical pregnancy for you guys. It could be tapping into that creative energy, because that process is the same. You know, it takes some time for that thing to grow within you. A lot of times we don't, an idea has kind of been with us for a while before we usually act on it, and take action. Also, for my Sagittarius is some of y'all resistance to receiving and being loved is kind of really holding you back a little bit, and spirit is saying like just surrender to love, because in your resistance it can be causing a little bit of tension in your relationship, and you really want this thing to succeed. So surrender to love and surrender to allowing yourself to be loved. It feels funny, it feels new. I know, I definitely understand how it feels when you are surrendering to love and it feels really safe, but it's really scary at the same time, because it's like, why is this feeling so good? Why is this person, I've been paying attention, why they ain't fucked up? And we have to kind of we have to take ourselves out of that mindset. Remember that we're deserving of these things, that we're worthy. Okay. Don't allow your feelings of unworthiness to sabotage your relationship. I needed a teacup for that. I needed a teacup to sip on that tea. Don't allow the feelings of unworthiness to sabotage your relationship. Okay. I almost did that personally. We'll tell that story at another time, but it's a real thing. I'm going to have to wrap up these readings because my throat is starting to like get real scratchy. Your first card is the Six of Staffs. All right. So we have the Six of Staffs that comes through, and it's really like victorious energy. It's like you have gotten to the top of the mountain. You've gotten to the top of the mountain, and it's taking you some time to get there. It's taking you some time to get there, and you've reached the top of the mountain. Like, celebrate the fact that you have overcome a lot of hurdles to get there. Okay. Allow yourself to really bask in the joy and the glory of having overcome a lot of obstacles and a lot of hurdles to get here, to get to this place. And then the Four of Swords in reverse, it's like you're not yet surrendering. Why? Why? Because when you surrender, this is what comes after. This is what comes after the Four of Staffs. That celebratory energy. Okay, that Four of Staffs energy is waiting on you to surrender. That's what I have. I'm pulling the oracle card. I ain't gonna say no more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me pull one of these cards over here. Yep. That's it. That's all. You know, there wasn't no drag, Monica. You did all that kicking and screaming. All that kicking and screaming you did all the way here. Only for spirit to tell you just surrender to the love, baby. Just surrender to the love, baby. You're worthy. You're deserving. You know. No, but that was really I was giggling when that message came through because I'm like, Monica gonna think that I'm like really coming for her in all these messages, and that is not the case. But Spirit has really been speaking to you each and every live about this situation. I did not drag. I did not drag. I did not drag. You know, you know what? You said my playlist dragged you, and I'm gonna be honest because last time you came up in here talking about where the music, and I put on music, and I made sure that I had music tonight. Let's get to the oracle card. Awareness, awareness, and the number one. The number one symbolizing new beginnings, symbolizing the all. Okay, it's symbolizing that connection. This card, awareness, is symbolizing that connection, that crown chakra connection. Okay, it's symbolizing the fact that your intuition is leading you. So why are you still questioning? Why are you still questioning? Bottom of the deck says mental conflict. And then here we go, sacral chakra. Hold up, I just saw that card. Where is it? I just saw it. It was peeking out from the bottom. Y'all saw it, sacral chakra. Balance the sacral chakra and the heart chakra. All right. We all need to be balancing the heart chakra. I should have said that earlier tonight. Like we all can use a little heart chakra balancing, you know, in this time period during this Venus and Aries energy. And that's what we've been talking about tonight. You guys be sure to subscribe to my email list because I'm going to be doing my best to post like my videos to YouTube a little bit more, especially like tonight, the live got cut. So we literally lost everything that happened in the beginning of the live for whatever reason. So be sure to subscribe to my email list so I can keep you guys updated. I also like to connect with my email family in a little bit different way. And I am creating a community of a membership based community for us to connect a little bit more intimately because I really am sick of social media. And that's just what it's come down to. I'm sick of social media. I really just don't put a lot of energy and effort. You know, I give the messages as I'm given, as I'm told to give them. But I just am, yeah, I'm not trying to swim against the current. I'm trying to get into a space of free flowing energy. And I have been instructed to create a membership based community where I'm going to be doing my future lives. I'll do lives here and there, maybe for moon cycles and things like that. And I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what's going to be on the membership. So I'll try to do that if my voice doesn't start cutting up again at the end. All right, so we are moving on to my Capricorns. My Capricorns, this Aries and Venus, excuse me, Venus in Aries energy is hitting y'all in the fourth house. It's the house of home, it's the house of family, it's the house of our roots, it's the house of emotions, self care, the house of the mother, feminine energy. That's where all of this is. This is brow and root chakra. Okay, so we are tapping into the root chakra, the base, and then the brow chakra, which is the third eye. Also, again, like I said just a moment ago, we all need to be attuning the heart chakra in all this because all of these messages tonight have really been about us tapping into our heart space and operating from our heart space. and balancing out that energy, like being assertive when we need to, but also like making sure that energy is balanced, like being assertive, but also coming from a pure place. And that coming from a pure place does not always mean passive. It does not always mean, it does not always mean that we have to hold our tongues. Sometimes we need to say what needs to be said, but we need to also say it in a loving way, in a way that does not that doesn't attack people, that doesn't use people as targets. So, and this Venus and Aries energy is about balancing the masculine and feminine. We need more of that. That yin and that yang needs to be balanced out. So continue again, that heart chakra space. When you balance out the heart chakra, the other chakras are positively affected by that balance. And you're able to then also see when your other chakras are out of alignment a lot. You're more sensitive to that energy. Okay. Um, Monica said, Spirit won, I surrender. Good. I'm so proud of you. I really am. I'm happy for you too. I really am. I'm very happy for you. So we'll talk. So for my Capricorns, fourth house energy, again, the home, family, roots, feminine energy, mothering energy, self-care, our emotions, all of that stuff is fourth house energy. Okay. So this is affecting you guys because your home space feels really loving, but it's going to feel that well, your home space may not feel really loving right now. Your home space can feel really loving after you guys deal with some things that need to be dealt with. Okay. After you address some conflicts, and really just kind of putting things out on the table. For my Capricorns, any of the conflicts that you guys are involved in, if everybody involved just kind of balances their own energies, you guys can come and sit at the table and really like make some progress in healing your relationships or healing that particular situation. Family bonding activities are a theme that'll help everybody reconnect. So especially for like larger families, like just coordinating some togetherness, maybe a Zoom, but also like some in-person activities, like coordinating those things with your family is going to help strengthen the bond between you guys. And it's something that right now for my Capricorns is necessary. And it's really important for you guys to kind of get that quality family time in, or just having those conversations, picking up the phone and checking on people and calling. Also, for my Capricorns, healing and love between the mother and children is really strong right now, with a renewed commitment to the relationship. The initial connection comes over talks about family history, family rituals and traditions, and your roots. So just have through conversation about your family history, about things that maybe you guys have never really talked about, with like where your family originates from. A lot of Black people, so-called African Americans, are really Native Americans that have been here, and families have been here, and they were the quote Indians. Okay, so a lot of y'all, when y'all grandparents was saying y'all was Indian, and y'all was laughing at your grandma for saying that, or laughing at your great granny for saying that, like that, there was real truth to that. And if you would have listened, or if you will listen, if they're still around, they'll tell you what tribes you came from. Before my aunt passed a couple years back, I sat down with her because it really dawned on me, like they used to tell us all the time we was Indian, and we used to be like, everybody Indian. No, everybody really was though. And when I started sitting down with my aunt and asking her questions and picking her brain, she started telling me tribes. She started telling me different things that they used to do. And it wasn't until I sat down under her and asked her those questions and allowed her to pour that family history, that oral history into me. Those things are really important because these things are not kept in record books. So the bond between mother and children is strengthened. Even that can even go up to the grandmother and great grandmother. That bond is strengthened, and some of those ties can be repaired, if need be, through you guys inquiring about your family history and your oral history. Also, this is a good time to speak with female elders to get, again, the oral history that you didn't previously know. Your mantra is honoring my ancestors known and unknown. That is y'all mantra for my Capricorns. Honoring my ancestors known and unknown. If you guys have not already checked out Ancestor Veneration Part 1 and 2 on my podcast, Real Talk with Spiritual Bestie, the link is in my bio. You guys need to go check that out. If you're not venerating and honoring your ancestors, this is not even a place for you. This not even a space for you. Get with your ancestors. If you have an issue with honoring your ancestors, this is not the space for you. If you just don't know, and so you haven't been doing it, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying this, the work and the community the spirit has called me to build is spirit first, ancestors. Like, we honor all that energy. We honor all that energy. We honor the creator, and then we give honor and pay homage to the ancestors, because they are now in a realm that we have not ascended to yet. So they carry the wisdom, they carry the knowledge, and they have invested energy in us. Okay, they're invested in our success. They're invested. That's why our ancestors are so protective over us. Everybody's, for the most part, unless y'all just disconnected. And some of y'all ancestors need to be fed so their energy can rise again. Some of y'all come from some powerful bloodlines, but ain't nobody been honoring and venerating the ancestors, so their energy is just like here when it was here before. Okay, so reconnect with your ancestors. If you haven't, listen to those episodes of that podcast, part 1 and 2, and get that spiritual tea that me and Courtney dropped on y'all. All right, let's get into the cards, because we need to move into my Aquarius and wrap this up tonight. For the first card for my Capricorns, it's the Fool. It's like you are, and Spirit is really speaking to y'all, connecting to y'all roots, connecting to your roots. And this is a brand new journey for some of you guys. It's a brand new journey for some of you. Don't be afraid, though, to jump. Don't be afraid to jump. You'll be caught. You know, you're protected, you're covered. And if you're not sure about ancestor veneration, if you're nervous about ancestor veneration, this podcast episode is going to answer a lot of questions and provide you with a lot of guidance. And if you need further information, definitely tap in with Courtney, because she is very knowledgeable on ancestor work, and she has a beautiful spirit. She has really loving, beautiful energy. So if you need that support in a more intense way, reach out to Courtney. She is a beautiful person. So she's a beautiful goddess. I really appreciated her coming on and sharing her insight. We got the Page of Staffs in reverse that comes up. The Page of Staffs in reverse is really speaking to the fact that you're missing out on some opportunities, and you're missing out on a lot more than you think you are by not being connected to your ancestors and not being connected to your roots. And I didn't even know that this message was going this way, but Spirit is really speaking right now about making that connection with them. Okay, and then you guys had the Knight of Staffs in reverse. The Knight of Staffs in reverse is speaking to the fact that you're lacking some clarity, Capricorn, because there's a disconnect. You're lacking clarity right now in some areas because there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect within the family. There's a disconnect between you and your ancestors, and you're lacking some clarity. But if you just start by going in and balancing that brow and that root chakra, and then really just start asking some questions and showing some interest in who you are, it's and really, again, like I said earlier in y'all message, you know, the home space feels really loving after you've dealt with some conflicts. Like, you can't avoid them, you have to deal with them. Once you deal with them and put them on the table, accept responsibility. If you've played a role in some discord within your own family, like, accept that, accept the role that you've played, and just like focus on moving on and not holding on. Okay, let me get y'all an oracle card real quick, and then I am wrapping up with my Aquariuses. Y'all, for those of y'all that have been hanging out for this entire time tonight, what we've been on here, what, a little over 2 hours? Feels like longer. I ain't gonna lie. Feels like longer. But yeah. Okay. Pops right out. Destiny. And the number 10. The number 10, it's a number of completion, it's a number of endings and beginnings. And it's like, oh, connect with that. Connect with your ancestors. Okay? Connect with the ancestors. Like the cycle continues with you, your ancestors, especially the ones, some of y'all have some powerful, you're like, they lived here on earth and you knew them. They did some powerful things, some amazing things that continues through you. But you have to welcome that energy. You have to embrace it. Okay. Let's get into my Aquariuses, and that's going to be it for tonight. Again, guys, don't forget to join my mailing list. Go and subscribe to my podcast, catch up on the episodes, share the podcast with at least one friend that needs to hear it. And I appreciate y'all for coming through and receiving the message that Spirit had for y'all tonight. The replay will be on my YouTube. I'm going to work on editing and getting that on there tomorrow. But it'll be on my YouTube, and I don't know if the link to my YouTube is in my bio or not, but you guys just connect with me through my bio. All right, let's get into my Aquariuses. My Aquariuses, this is third house energy. This is the mind. This is thoughts. This is very Mercury, like a lot of Mercury energy coming through for you guys through this Venus in Aries little conjunction that's going on. But it's affecting you guys in the third house, the mind, thoughts, communications, your siblings, your social settings, and your mental health. Mental health. Chakras that I want you guys to focus on during this time period are your throat and your heart chakra. And for my Aquariuses, like you guys are manifesting just through your thoughts right now. Like just by what you think, like you are rapidly and quickly manifesting. And you're going to amplify that energy by speaking your desires, by actually like speaking it out loud as if you already have it, as if it's already done. Like, I'm moving into my house this year. Like, speaking like that. Okay? Like, my debt to income ratio is changing for the better. Those kind of things. I am debt free. Speaking your affirmations out loud is going to be really beneficial. It's going to amplify the energy because right now you guys are in like a very good space for manifesting. Okay. Also for my Aquariuses, say what needs to be said. Let the message come from your heart, but speak the truth. I got the sense during the channeling of this message that one of my Aquariuses in particular is feeling really nervous and anxious about speaking a truth that needs to be spoken, I think, between siblings. And you're being encouraged and supported at this time to speak what needs to be spoken because you've been given instruction to speak on some things and you're a little hesitant because you're feeling a little nervous, a little anxious about not being received the way that you would like to be received because it's coming from a sincere place and you want to be received in that way. And Spirit is saying that you're being supported right now at this time. The message may very likely involve your siblings. And before you give that message to them, Spirit is saying that you need to meditate and say what you've been called to say. Your mantra is, I speak and am received with love. I speak and am received with love. And look, the Lover's card comes up first. The Lover's card comes up first. It's and really this Lover's card is representing Spirit supporting you, Spirit being in partnership with you, and being all the support you need right now through this situation. Also, you have the Page of Staffs. The Page of Staffs is coming up, and it's like it's an opportunity that's being presented for you to actually move forward with your siblings into a deeper bond. Like after you deliver the message that needs to be delivered, Spirit is supporting you in moving forward, and it's creating a new opportunity for your relationship with your siblings to evolve. The Seven of Swords in reverse is saying that although you feel like you may end up losing something out of this with your siblings or whoever this message, whoever is supposed to be receiving this message, you feel like you may lose something by speaking up and speaking the truth, but Spirit is saying that you need to speak that truth. All right. So let me pull an oracle card, and that will be it for tonight. I'm gonna pull one of these affirmation cards for my Aquarius. And you may be watching this on the replay. Understand that you're being supported. Spirit is saying like you are being fully supported right now because you need to say what you've been given on your heart to say. Success. It says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Success. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. Thank you guys so much for coming through this live, for tuning in, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. I really appreciate you guys for being here. If you have any questions or some things that you want me to address on my podcast, like any spiritual questions, you can email me at candy@thespiritualbestie.com. You can join my email list by going to my website and joining my email list, or you can text me at 404-890-0082. You can text me your name, date of birth, and your email address, and I will get you added to the email list. I love you guys. Happy new moon in Pisces, and enjoy this beautiful Venus and Aries energy. Remember to stay balanced and stay grounded. Don't forget to find your blood detox and really cleanse and detox and purify your blood, because Spirit is trying to prepare us for some things. And we're going to talk about those in our upcoming lives. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.